What's going on, everybody? Thank you again for turning into another episode of Fat Ninja Game Talk Radio. I'm your host, Fat Ninja. I got almost all my co-hosts with me. We got Obi-Wan Jabroni. What's going on, brother? How you doing today?
Doing good, man. We've got some spicy topics today, so shout out to the chat room, shout out to everyone here.
Muy caliente. Yes. And we got the indie wrestling aficionado, PK Punk. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm very good. Finally finished work for the weekend. It's a bank holiday weekend, so no work on Monday. I am not complaining about that in the slightest.
I heard that. And we got the independent contractor, goes where he wants, does what he does. Pook Ninja. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh, not much, man. It's Friday night. Ain't got shit to do. So we come on and hang out at the Fat Ninja Game Talk Radio. That's what we do. Hang out. We got some good topics today. So everybody in the chat, what's up? And hang out with us.
All right, good stuff. So Riv will be here momentarily. He is practicing his Gran Turismo moves, trying to get through traffic to get on the show, but he shall be here shortly. So
hopefully he's got one of those blue shows he was talking about.
To be honest, doing like wall takedowns on people to get through traffic.
It's not Ridge Racer, it's Riv Racer.
right. Riv Racer. Yes. All right. Well, everybody, welcome to the dojo. So let's get it cracking off with what we've been playing. So, Pook, I'll start off with you, sir. What you've been playing this week, sir?
I'm still playing Sakura Wars on the PS4. I also was finishing up Wolfenstein the Old Blood. Is that the Old Blood? I think that's correct. Yeah. The Old Blood. I'm playing that and a little bit of the Quake remaster re-release that came out a while back. They added another new mod to it, so I was messing around with that. So that's about it. There he is.
After that last vehicular takedown, it's the Riv.
Just fuck traffic. Just going back to something we said Wednesday. This is why I don't like driving games getting too realistic. Because driving in real life pisses you off, puts you in a bad mood. So go figure. It's good that I was in traffic because I'm usually always angry on here anyway. So there is that. And of course, I call driving the ultimate Darwinism because there are too many stupid people on the road. I don't understand traffic. Everybody should either keep moving or go out of the way and die off on the side of the road instead of right in the middle of it. So in that way, driving is the ultimate Darwinism. Just ask Anne Heche. Oh, wait a minute, you can't.
Damn.
What's up, Gonzo?
Gonzo in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing? Oh, it's going to be a very spicy edition of Fat Game Talk Radio today.
Spicy meatball.
This is a spicy meatball.
Yeah, you know, when the Stone Cold Steve Austin music hits in the middle of traffic, it makes you 10 times more pissed off and curse out people 10 times more, by the way.
What's up, Dan B? Dan B is in the building. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man? All right, kick it over to Obi. What you been playing so far this week, sir?
Unfortunately, nothing. But I did get Pac-Man repack in the mail. I only got it today though, so I don't know what happened to the mail there. I was supposed to get it yesterday, but yeah, I'll play that probably next week though, and report back.
All right, cool. Dan B said just got done chilling, just got done eating. That's the way to be. That's the way.
I'm hungry for food and souls.
Damn. And PK Punk, what you been playing this week, brother?
I bought it before I went on holiday, but I finally had time to crack into the Neo Geo Pocket Color Collection Volume 1 on the Switch, which is awesome. I'm loving playing those games again. The golf game, I have really fond memories when I originally got my Neo Geo Pocket Color. And there's a load of the fighting games that I just never got because they were quite hard to find over here. So I've been enjoying playing some of those. And still on that Lost Judgment DLC, which hopefully I'll have it finished by the end of the weekend because they've got a nice 3-day weekend to try and get some gaming in. But we'll soon find out.
Cool, cool. I've been playing Division 2, go figure. Coming up with some more different builds to support other players when I'm playing. So that's what I've been playing. Pook, did you say what you were playing so far?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Riv, what you been playing?
Final Fantasy 3 and 14, I'm still on it, but that patch 6.2, there's just so much content. It's a beautiful thing. I realize now that I was in an abusive relationship with World of Warcraft for 15 years. Because World of Warcraft, the patch comes out, and within like 20 minutes, you done. That's it. See you next patch. Give us money. Come. Don't forget to log in every day and do the same 3 fucking quests over again for some kind of gear currency. Final Fantasy 14's got a lot more. I still haven't gotten into like this patch. I did the and you've been seeing it on my streams. I've been doing like the Final Fantasy 4 themed dungeons, but there's also the Final Fantasy 14 itself themed dungeons I still haven't tackled yet. There's another new dungeon, and there's an Animal Crossing style island simulator. I haven't even gotten close to the scope of touching all this new stuff that came out in the patch. That's what we want to have a patch. You know what Final Fantasy calls a patch, World of Warcraft calls an expansion. And they charge you $50 for it, where Final Fantasy gives it to you for free.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh man, the piss and vinegar flows heavy today, boy.
Traffic, man. Atlanta traffic.
Man, somebody's soul gonna get ripped out today, boys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 4 on YouTube, and we got Captain America once again holding it down on Twitch, bro. Thank you very much. We're still searching for Bucky. Hopefully we can find him here soon, but thank you for hanging out on there, checking us out on there. Backwoods boys, small engines in the building. Cool guy. Go check out his channel if you're into anything motorized. I'll make a very wide cover. Anything that's got a motor in it, he probably knows how to tinker with it. He's got some cool content. Go over there and check it out, and you know, if you like it, go ahead and give him a sub. I mean, he's a cool guy. I just met him recently, but he hangs out with Shang over there on Great Farmer, so he's definitely a good dude. So be sure to check him out on YouTube. And we got the Black Ghost in the building. Bucky is frozen again. Damn, dude's got fucking frostbite. No wonder why he's so damn white. Keep on getting frozen and shit. All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and slide. What? Go ahead, Rick.
I was gonna say this. You got Bucky over there. You know, all we got to do is read the code words: longing, rusted, furnace, daybreak, 17, benign, 9, homecoming, 1, freight car. Man, now he's gonna wake up. Watch. He's gonna wake up. He's gonna kill everybody.
Oh shit! You're crazy, bro. You crazy.
And Winter Soldier code words, man.
Oh my goodness! All right, let's go ahead and go over to our first topic. Ray, you a damn idiot. Okay, how much playing video games will cost you in your lifetime? This is a very interesting article that I saw, and I just kind of want to give our takes on it. So, PK, you kind of read on it a little bit further than I did. What was the amount that they said that you would probably pay if you started at gaming at the age of 12? How much would it go on before you actually died?
So if you started off gaming at the age of 12, spent roughly $62 a month on games, which is about $744 a year, works out to nearly 50 grand over the course of an average lifetime. If assuming you game from 12 all the way to the day you die.
I'm way over that. I'll tell you that.
Allowing for inflation, that's probably double by now.
No shit. We got Indiana Jake and the Lost Packages in the building. What's up, Brother Schmidt? How you been doing, sir? Hey, Fat Ninja, and the American Hustle, if you will.
It's the American Hustle. Wants to say hi to Schmidt and all the PWO that may be in the chat, if you will, baby. We all gonna go to the pay window and get some money.
And of course, Of course,
Gonzo.
Gonzo. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Pook, I'll kick it over to you. So now, what do you think about this? That's a pretty
I
average
don't know
assault.
how much money I've spent on video games because I mean, just arcade when I was a kid and Atari cartridges, and then the NES was a real money because by then I start earning my own money with paper outs and part-time jobs, and then Genesis and Super. Man, it's more than 50,000 a year, man. I don't know how much I've spent on video games. I mean, I've walked out of video games more than once. Came out of game stores, spent over $1,000. I mean, it's not a regular thing, but it's something that I've done every year, at least once or twice a year, when I've had excess money, and not just for me, but my kids and my wife. They're all gamers, and they all have their own consoles and their own games. And there's games that we own 4 copies of because everybody wants their own copy of it. So, man, I don't know. By the time I die, man, it's probably going to be at least 6 digits, if not 7 digits. How much I've spent on video games.
Right. We got Squirrel. Squirrel is in the building.
Squirrel!
Another cool ass dude. Thank you for coming out, checking us out. Go check out his YouTube channel also. Plenty of good dudes that come through here. Like I said, I'll steal from Shane. The best of the best of the best go over here to his channel, but they also come over here to the channel because I consider myself a cool guy. I mean, there's other people that may think otherwise, but the hell with them. Their opinions don't count. All right, so Riv, what do you think about this, bro? Is this like an average assumption, or is it like way more like what Pook is saying?
This is funny. This question is worded so weird. First of all, if we're looking at purely financially, it's funny because the average cost of a child with the inflation to raise a child from birth to adulthood is $300,000. So by this logic, the buried lead here is that video games are equivalent to 1/6 of a child. So, just like Ninja, I know you got kids. Pook, I know you got kids. Look them over and just divide that one kid by 6 and be like, you know what? Give me a pair of legs compared to my game collection.
A pair of legs.
Now, the funny thing about this is it's not just the cost of $50,000 a year monetary, that's fine, but you also got to factor in like time. And I'm not saying that people should game like a full-time job, but if you factor in the hours played against like what a paycheck would be working the equivalent amount of time that you game, like that also should be factored in. So it's probably way more if you factor in the time that people spend playing video games. In fact, time is money. So I want to see the factor in on the average amount of time played. But of course, these statistical people never really have an accurate statistic of times played. Apparently, they've never heard of Skyrim. 321 hours and counting, baby. And then they'll make an article like the average adult plays video games 8 hours a week. And then I look and I'm like the meme. I'm like looking with the shifty eyes, like,
is he talking to me?
8 hours a week. 8 hours a week, more like you gotta add a couple zeros in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh my goodness. And Obi, what about you, sir? What do you think about this?
Oh man, I've been gaming since I was 11, so that article's wrong already. But no, I mean, even my dumbass is. But I've got dupes of games too. Like I just go on there like, do I already own this physical? I don't know. And then I order it and find out, yep, I've got 2 copies of this. So yeah. So that ends up happening. So
did this even count peripherals and all the accessories?
I'm still salty about playing $600 for the PS3. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it all says this is based on spending $62 a month, so it doesn't actually specify whether hardware or software.
$62 a month, unless that's that's one hell of a fucking Steam sale, man. $62 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the article does poke a little fun at the Gen Zers, all eyes are on Gen Z, a generation that was born into the digital era where one's game is practically omnipresent. So far, according to the survey, the average Gen Z gamer spends $80 monthly or $960 yearly. Could that number rise further? Hell yeah. That's been a clip
Man,
like
I don't know
several
about
years
that.
ago. No, because Gen Z, their face is always stuck on a damn smartphone. So it's
Mm.
not just TikTok, it's not just Twitter, Instagram. They're playing fucking games too. So I think that's actually a low estimate.
See, I'm saying
Way low.
video games are the best babysitter. You say that now until they get their hands on a cell phone game that's pay to win. You end up selling a kidney like the Diablo Immortal guy.
That's
Right,
it. Like the
right.
second you get into like microtransactions in games, like $62 a month is low by any standard. That's one game,
Yeah.
one
Now
game,
you've
not
got the
including any
subscription services now.
microtransactions or DLC.
Yeah.
And
The
that's
Diablo
one
Immortal
game
guy single-handedly brought the average up.
Right, right.
But then you
Dumbass.
get to average it out, you get those people who literally buy either like FIFA or Madden, or that's it. That's the only game they'll buy, and they'll rinse that for 500 hours, and then wait until the next August when the other one will come out, and then they'll buy the 2023 version, and that's all they'll play for another year.
Working in retail, y'all don't know, like that person, we call them the Madden crackhead, because they be coming in and they be like twitching and shifty and rubbing their nose, like they literally look like crackheads. They be like, you got that Madden? You got that? It's like, as soon as when I worked at Toys R Us, as soon as I saw the shakes and doing this, I'm like, that person's here for Madden. That motherfucker's having withdrawals. He's been waiting,
Right.
and he's not gonna sleep for like 3 weeks. He'll be on that shit full time.
Right. He gonna be playing like it is his full-time job, which he actually took off from his actual real-time job. He burned up all of his vacation time just to play Madden, and he's gonna be bitching the rest of the year because he ain't got no more fucking vacation time left.
I used to take my vacation time and try to avoid Madden week and let it be somebody else's problem.
Nice. Shout out to the 5 people on YouTube, and Captain America still holding it down on Twitch. Thank you, sir, for your service. Appreciate you.
Computer that. Extra
Yeah.
support.
Yeah, Gonzo said those games were for me only. Yeah, till your kid steals that phone and he figures out your password, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. All right. Anything else that anybody wants to add before we move on to the next topic?
Nah.
I've got to say though, these days for me, they gotta try pretty hard to sell me a game, because I always think, well, is it going to be on Game Pass? That's pretty much my first question. And if it's something I don't want, I'm not going to pre-order it these days. I mean, Pac-Man wasn't on Game Pass, so it just goes to show how much is changed, because we've got these subscription services now. So I think people are going to be buying games less, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That could be something to look at. See how it's going to be some less buying probably when we talk about this next subject here. So let's go ahead and pop over to that one. Okay, PlayStation price hike. PS5 prices to increase in select markets due to global economic environment, including high inflation rates. Now, I knew we was gonna get triggered on that one.
Like bullshit to me.
Yeah, that's why I'm at. These companies, they already gouge us enough for games. That's why piracy is so rampant, and that's another subject that we'll talk about here later. But that's the reason why. We just flat out, people are just flat broke because of inflation and because of economical hardships and because of stupid presidents that we've had. Electric has just totally just screwed everybody, not just the gamers, just everybody. So Obi, I will save the toxic Riv rant for last on this one. So Obi, I'll start with you, sir. What do you think about this, man?
Yeah, so a couple of disclaimers here. This came out yesterday, and it only affects Europe and us, the UK, right?
Yeah.
So we've got to say that first up front.
And
Right.
Australia and Canada too. So
Yeah.
Since Jim Ryan has taken over this company, it's been terrible. There's been many terrible decisions. Not only has the console gone up now in price by £30, which is about $50, give or take, over there, games have gone up as well. They're 70 now. for the AAA. So, I mean, like I said, Jim Wright, since he's taken over, this guy's a business guy as well. He's not a gamer like Phil Spencer. I mean, I'm sure Phil Spencer's a business guy as well. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, Phil Spencer just gets it. The other two companies, Xbox and Nintendo, have said so far they're not going to be putting their prices up. But again, I take that with a grain of salt because you never know in this climate. You just never know. But no, this sucks. I believe Europe and the UK, because I've got to separate them out now since we're not part of Europe anymore. Thanks, Brexit. I believe I think they're the top three at least, like in the market for Sony. And the PlayStation is not the only thing that's gone up. Everything of theirs has gone up. So, but no, this sucks. I was planning to get a PS5 at some point, but definitely not now. And yesterday, I got to say, I was real pissed off about this. So, good job we didn't have a show yesterday. But no, I've calmed down since then. But this just takes me back to 2013 as well, when Xbox came out and said you can't share games, and then Sony came out. I know Microsoft is never going to hear this in the UK, but please, Xbox, while the iron is hot, strike. Give it to Sony. They've got a perfect chance. And finally, I want to say there's people defending this as well. Sony fans or fanboys, I don't like using that word, but Sony fans are defending this. They're basically saying if you're a broke boy, then don't play on PlayStation, which is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I am begging, if there's any Sony fans out there, come on here and talk to us. We're not going to rip you a new one, but I know the Sony fans who follow me, who are on my Facebook as well. They've not said anything. They didn't respond to this, and I want to know what they say, because that would be real interesting if they switch sides to Xbox.
I just want to point. I get all the credit for the Venom here, but you guys forget. You guys forget when Obi gets mad. He gets. You can hear it, Obi. I can hear it in your voice. It's like, I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He's got a hatchet behind his back right now.
Right.
It pissed me off yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was real mad about it because, like I said, we are one of their top markets over here. There's a lot of Sony fans here, believe it or not. I'm not a Sony fan. I've not been a Sony fan since the PS2, actually. So, yeah. But come on here, reach out to Fat Ninja or anyone, and come on here and talk to us.
Don't bring that negativity my way. It's like you said that we won't rip them a new asshole. Rip was like, oh hell, I know he ain't talking about me. I'm gonna shred these motherfuckers. I got something for you. You're gonna learn today. He already had that clip about the youngins the other day. I best believe that shit can continue if you bring on this show.
I think that's the most I've said on this show. But no, it really is. It just annoys me. It really does annoy me. Because we're in a bad situation now, and gaming shouldn't be expensive. It should be like the Razer model.
Right. Yeah. All right, PK, I'll kick it down to you, sir. What's your take on this?
It's a big frustration for me in general. It's like there's a saying that said that rip off Britain, because we always seem to get gouged for everything, and Sony are just capitalizing on this trend. I've just done a quick workout of the maths on this. The cost in dollars for after this price hike for us to buy a disc version of a PS5 is just over $560. So that's $110-ish more than for you guys just to walk into a shop and buy one. It's like Sony are constantly trying to keep parity with things. So it's like, okay, so if it costs $400, it must cost £400. No, that's not how exchange rates work. And then to add additional prices on top of that, don't get me wrong, every company does it. Like it used to be, it wasn't so bad. It'd be $60 for a game for you guys. It'd be £45 for us. So that's about right. Now it's £60 for a game. in a lot of places for us as well. So it's just gotten worse and worse and worse as time's gone on, especially this console generation. And this is just indicative of that.
Yeah, very, very well said, sir. Very well said. Pook, over to you now, sir. What's your take on this, bro?
Well, it's a good thing they didn't raise the price in the United States because you can't fucking find one anyway. So why would it matter if they raised the price? You can't find a PS5. I mean, what's up, Jason? What's up, brother? But I don't know, man. I think even, I mean, I bought the Series X. We did find a PS5 a while back, and we bought one. My wife took that over, but just to raise it like that just seems odd. Usually a set price is a set price. If anything, they go lower, they don't go higher. So I don't know.
They're being sued. They're being sued. This is the secret plan because they're being sued in the UK for $5 billion.
Exactly.
So
they're gonna.
This is Gordon Ramsay, aka Jim Ryan's secret plan.
So they're gonna pay for the lawsuit settlements with raising the price of the consoles. So I mean, I don't know. I guess the thing is, I mean, you don't like it, just go buy a Series X, I guess, or PC or something. I don't know. It's shitty. I think that once they set a price, it should be set price. But
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Steve Gilmore in the chat, and also Jason Saunders kicking it with us in the building. Gritty Ninjas, Konichi, wah! Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Steve and Jason, for coming out to support the show. Appreciate you. We got 4 on YouTube, and Captain America still holding the shield, holding the line on Twitch. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Yeah. Obi did allude to, this whole nefarious scheme, and we're going to talk about that too also. But anybody got anything saving the best for last. Rev, go ahead. Now,
Yeah.
Wait. Do I need to turn on the rant music?
No, it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's one of those mini deals. But here's the thing. To play devil's advocate for a second, it is expensive to produce a console. However, they're already producing the fucking console, so they have no reason to raise the price whatsoever. These parts it's not like the parts only got any harder to find than they already were. They're already a low supply of these things, so raising the price is stupid. It's nonsense. I'm sure that Phil Spencer is preparing a fruit basket to send to the Sony executive offices. Thank you for the for the new business, because this is only going to drive up Microsoft sales. This is not, when you say raising the price, people are like, you're going in the wrong direction. Your system's been out, a while now, a year and a half, 2 years now, almost going on 2 years. Your price should be going the other direction, because nobody wants the fucking thing, because I'm content with my fucking PS4. You know what I'm saying? I'm content with my PS4, and then most of the shit on PS5 is coming out on PC. And by the way, on PC, you can mod it. You can do whatever you want with it. And of course, there's that other P word, piracy. So, I mean, you look at it, and why would anybody put themselves ass out for the space heater? Because we all still know that the minute that you run out of space heaters, you're gonna come out with what you do every fucking system. Oh, here's a slimmer, nicer looking model that actually fits in your entertainment center and doesn't look like a gaudy, ridiculous joke of a system. It doesn't look like a spaceship from Star Trek, which is another reason that I'm not going to give them my money. I don't have a problem with Sony. I don't have a problem with Microsoft, but I've said before, I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator every time I look at the Xbox Series X or the PS5, and in my head, that voice goes, "You're a one ugly motherfucker." Because these are the ugliest fucking systems I've ever seen. I've never seen a generation of systems this ugly, to be honest. I'm not going to pay more money for ugly. And yes, I know that it hasn't come to America yet, but it will, especially now that we got to pay for everybody's college degrees. It will. They'll go up in America as well. It's coming. We know it's coming, and it's absolute bullshit. It's bullshit when they make all their money on software, not hardware. And like I said, they don't give us no instruction booklet. They don't give us no art booklet. They don't give us a map anymore. Here's a disc. And that's not even the game, because you can't even just come home and put the disc in and play the game. You gotta sit there for like 3 hours and download like a shit ton of fucking updates. Fuck you, Sony.
Yeah,
I want out of this fucking clown world.
I should have turned on the rant music. Stephen Gilmore says bravo with the claps. Yes, and yes, Gonzo. Well, I do have a Twitch channel. I don't stream on Twitch. I'm streaming to Twitch, so hopefully it's actually playing over there. I know the videos do upload there. Well, besides last week, for some reason last week it didn't do. But anyway, it's supposed to go over there. So. Let's see, 6 on YouTube. Captain America still on Twitch, and we got Weaves World in the building. What's up, brother? Showing off your awesome banner and new logo that you got for me, dude. Thank you so much, man. I'm fucking over the moon, bro. Like you don't even understand. I mean, cause like when I had my original logo made, this is what I actually wanted. And not knocking the person that made it, but this is what I really wanted. So you actually took what was in my head, my fat ass noggin, drew it out, and then put it in, brought it to reality. So that's why I'm so hyped for that. So
Ninja, I got some breaking news. It's not on our outline, but I got some. Amazon planning to buy EA. Reports are speculating.
Yep, I heard about that.
Damn.
Shit.
Yeah, if you thought EA was the evil empire before, now a more evil empire is coming to gobble that shit up. That's
Is that confirmed now? Because before when I saw it, it was a rumor.
It's still in the rumor mill, but it seems to be gaining a little more traction. More weight,
so when that normally happens, it happens.
Yeah, I feel like a kid all over again. We just saw the formation of the corporate ministry when that shit fucking happens. The corporate ministry. Oh shit.
Yes, Steve is saying Rib bringing that fire. Hell yeah, man. that's why we love him on the show. Weaves World. Weaves says digital costs more than physical, even though they don't have to pay to make cases inserts and discs. Yeah, and that's why we get so upset.
It's all profit.
Yeah, like Riv said, the price should be starting to trend down. Because we are, we don't have to worry about going to brick and mortar stores. They don't have to worry about shipping their product to a brick and mortar store to then be, sold out of that. We can just go any website, www.pickanygame.com and then just buy a game.
It's about taking customer control away because just like I said, just like they added it to your console, if they got some sort of problem or some beef, they could remove it. If there's some content you like in the game that someone retroactively complains about, they can remove it even though you personally liked it being there. That's sort of where the problem lies with digital. I'm not the biggest fan of digital. I know that it's the way the world a lot of things, but it's just it'll never beat the having a cartridge or CD that you just pop in and be ready to roll.
Right.
I look at like the you can just take the game off you as well. Like the not too long ago Jump Force. It was a Shonen Jump anime fighting game. Disappeared from digital stores because they lost the license to some of the characters. So people are saying, buy it now and download it while you can. All right, that's fine, but you can't re-download it anymore. You try and search for it in the PlayStation Store or something, it just doesn't exist. So even if you've paid out for it, if you lose that console or you have to get a new one or whatever the case may be, you've wasted your money.
Yep. Weave brings up another point. All you're paying is for a code and redundant one at that. If the server shut down, you've spent that money that you can't get back because heaven forbid that they actually give you your money back. Also, if you lose the internet, you lose access to the game that you paid for. Yeah. We've been saying this for we had said this shit 9 years ago before all this stuff. We're not psychics. We just saw where the trend of the gaming verse was going. And now it's come to rear its ugly ass, Biden looking head. And now people are surprised. It's like, we're kind of like video games doomsday preppers. We saw this shit. We've been preparing for it for years. And so it's not a shock to us, but people that are a lot younger than us, they're like, what? I got to pay an extra $10 or $20 for a game? And what? I don't have access to the internet. I can't play my game. What? Yeah, go back to the old days when you didn't have to worry about the fucking internet.
These companies looking like these companies. I mean, even though we say that it's Microsoft, and Sony and Nintendo as separate entities. I mean, when we talk about that price change, I mean, these companies do walk in lockstep. I mean, eventually, like Obi said, we're right now Xbox and Nintendo say, no, we're not going to raise the price. But eventually it'll be like, we are the Borg. Resistance is futile. Like, that's what they do. I mean, they just look at you. You will be assimilated, you know?
Right. And Brandon says, yep, still say to my PS4, they ain't taking that game. See, he's another video game prepper. He knew. He said, I'm gonna keep this old system, keep all my shit on it, so they can't take it. See, told you.
They're gonna do like Vendetta. They're gonna pop in and like black bag you and confiscate all your shit.
Right, clunk hit you over the head.
we have a report that this man has an unauthorized game.
For the digital storefronts, they blame server costs and all this, but I X'd out on that one, to be honest, because server. Well, I wouldn't even know how much it costs to run a server, but
I mean, but Obi, on that it's like tough shit because you're saving on all that other shit that you don't give us no more.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't even make a physical disc. You don't ship it. You don't do nothing. Like, server costs. Well, I mean that's the price you pay for the convenience of not doing any of the other shit you do for us anymore. You know?
Surely it costs
you even
less
get the
to host
midnight
a download
release
server than to ship X amounts of millions of copies of games around the country.
And you can play at midnight too, local time. So
We said I lost my PT, whatever that means. Does anybody know what he's talking about?
The playable.
I lost mine. I lost
mine
as well.
It was
I still have
Hideo
mine on
Kojima,
PS4.
where it was basically him doing a Silent Hill game. It was a demo that got released onto the PS4, got really good reputation, and then it just got removed from the store. So it got to the point where PS4s with it still installed were going for silly money on eBay because people still wanted to play it, but you couldn't download it anymore.
That's a damn shame. See, and I mean, this doesn't happen just with video games. It happens with music. You know, you pay for a music service, and you got all this music that you've picked and choosing from all these different types of genres, and then one day you go to play, it's like, oh, this music is not available. Like, what? I'm paying this monthly price to have that particular song that I picked on my playlist, and now it's not there. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, it's just bullshit. They need to change these practices because, like, what's going to happen? Well, I mean, if it hasn't already started to happen already since we talked about the price hike, piracy is going to start going back up. I mean, it's never went away.
What's going to happen? I'm gonna show up to their headquarters dressed like Defense from Falling Down and be like, "You ever heard that the customer is always right? We're rolling back prices to 1965."
Gonzo said this is a Vince McMahon corporate model.
Yeah.
Yes, very, very well said, Gonzo. We says, can you remember when people were selling iPhones for the extraordinary amount? Yeah, just because they had Flappy Bird installed. Yeah, I remember that too. It was like shit didn't make no damn sense. But once again, like what Riv was saying, it's holding the consumer hostage. And that should never, ever be a term used about consumers for video, especially video games.
It's the corporatist God complex that they have. They have this, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away attitude about it. Dude, you're Sony. You're not the Lord. Fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, man. It just don't make no damn sense, man. It's just pathetic practices all around, and somebody needs to shove a nice shiny boot turned sideways up their candy asses. It just don't make no damn sense.
Get rid of Jim Ryan, because the old guys who used to run PlayStation were fine. Like Andrew got his name. Was it Andrew something? It was Andrew House, I think. Yeah, and the other guy. Those guys were cool. But I've got PT. Speaking of PT, I've got it on a vanilla PS4 on an older firmware as well. So I think that could go for a lot of money, especially because it's on an older firmware.
Nice. Anybody got anything else to add before we go to commercial? What, Riven got nothing else? Oh, he saved it all up. He saved it up. He
charging up.
PlayStation.
Right. Oh.
He doing like Goku. He's sitting there like Goku.
Right. It's over 9,000. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to commercial. About a minute 15 talks about EVMux, the streaming platform that I use to stream to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Odyssey. Even though Odyssey is like, fuck you, I'm still part of the Renegade movement. I'm not going to accept EVMux. So hopefully they will eventually. So we're going to go and go to commercial, and when we come back, you know what it's time for. So everybody get some popcorn ready. It's going to be a good one. So you've been listening, watching, and participating in Fat Ninja Game Talk Radio.
All right, I'm live. That was easy.
All right, we are back from the commercial, and Riv was just telling me just a minute ago backstage that he is going to explode on some more news that he's seen. So, without further ado, hell, fuck it, let's just get to it. This is our boy Riv on his rants. Go ahead and take it away, brother.
Yeah, so first off, you would think that this would calm me the hell down. I've told you all I was in traffic all day on the way toward the show to make it in time to be here, and that made me more pissed off. But then you get a headline once in a while that makes you actually calm down. Breathe, Jason. It's all right. Resident Evil has finally been canceled by Netflix after their god-awful first season because they did a bunch of stupid woke shit. They literally had a line where somebody said, "You're the Resident Evil in this." They race-swapped Wesker, which nobody asked for, try to make everything about identity politics. What a piece of shit show. Japan shit all over this show on Netflix. And people were worried. People were scared because there's a habit of Netflix extending shows that have no business being extended. So you would think I would feel some kind of relief, right? Wrong, motherfuckers! Wrong. This is where we get right into some bullshit. Netflix is also currently developing a movie based on BioShock and a show based on PlayStation's Horizon franchise. Who the fuck decided Netflix should do this? Like, what made... They fucked up Resident Evil. What made y'all think that a BioShock movie is going to be any good? What made y'all think a Horizon franchise is going to be good? Who are they going to get to play Alloy? Nico Avocado? They're going to fucking put a fucking red wig on him? Because they already made that bitch ugly as hell in the newest fucking game. So might as well go all the way, right? Netflix, let's make her a fucking transsexual and throw her out into the fucking world, right? This shit is bullshit. Don't even get me started on that crap they called Cowboy Bebop. Don't get me started on the fact they're going to try to do the same shit to One Piece. I don't know who needs to hear this, but y'all need to stop Netflix from making any more shitty adaptations of anime and video games. Leave them the fuck out of here. I thought we were past this. I thought we were past the age of shitty Tekken movies, shitty Dead or Alive movies, shitty King of Fighters movies. Remember that era that every fucking fighting game had a mediocre fucking live action adaptation? You fucking put, and with all respect to Ray Parker, the man played a great Darth Maul, but he's also like 5'1". Do you have any business playing the 6'5" Rugal? Get the fuck out of here. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And somebody needs to tell Netflix this shit. And if not, then we need to tell them it by not giving them a fucking dime. These motherfuckers need to go out of business. I don't know what needs to happen, but please, y'all fucked up Resident Evil. I'm not going to say don't fuck up BioShock and don't fuck up Horizon. We already know you are. Because whoever's in charge over at Netflix, you're a bunch of miserable fucking failures. Just like and Heish at driving.
Oh my god.
I went there again. I had to.
Oh man. Oh man. We had 7 viewers and it dropped down to 5. Thanks, Riff.
I didn't know Anne Heish had 2 fans.
Oh shit, that was amazing. No, but you know what?
Those are probably the 2 last women she had sex with before she died.
But you know what though? It's the fucking truth. And a lot of people don't like hearing the truth. Netflix has this long line of just miserable, horrible shows they've made. And I mean, you know, there are some good ones they've made, but the track record speaks for itself.
Cobra Kai is excellent, but I mean,
right.
Here's the issue, Ninja. Here's what kills me about it, right? We're in an era that video games have advanced so much, we don't really need movies or television shows adapting them. The game itself speaks for itself at this point with the level of cinematics, the level of soundtracks that we've talked about on this show before, the graphics, the dialogue. The presentation is already there. All you're doing is basically making a retarded clone of it. You know, it's like... It's basically like, let's say you when you look at a pork chop or a steak or chicken, you can tell I'm fucking hungry because I'm talking about it right now on a plate, this specially prepared fucking meal, and you're like, damn, that's a good meal. I want to eat that. Or a fucking pepperoni pizza, pepperoni and bacon with extra cheese, light on the sauce, perfect. I'm hungry. But let's say you vomit it back out onto the plate and serve it to the next person. That's what Netflix does. They vomit out the narrative. And they put it on a plate and they say, manja, manja. I don't want to eat that, motherfucker. You ate it, and fucking cough that shit up and spit it back out. Would you like a knife and fork? The presentation speaks for itself. Like I even may be in the minority on this, and Obi helped me out here. Metal Gear don't need a fucking movie.
Don't do it.
I don't hate Oscar Isaacs, but Metal Gear don't need a movie, and Oscar Isaacs is not my Solid Snake.
The game is perfect, like the first few. So 5 sucked because 5 they didn't have the original VA. But nah, don't. They're gonna ruin it. I'm not even. This could be a topic in itself, but yeah, they're gonna so ruin MGS. Just put David Hayter and just put like someone who looks like Snake on there. Don't even like have an actor. Just have his voice. Because that is the voice that everyone's used to.
Oh, but do you remember do you remember they made like a copy? It was very similar to what they did with like Shenmue. I forget which Metal Gear it came with, but it was like all the story of Metal Gear Solid 1, all the cinematics, like almost like playing out like a movie on its own.
It was MGS Subsistence.
Yeah, because you didn't need to make a movie of it, because if you watch all the cinematics, it's like playing a fucking movie.
Well, you can do it with any video game, not just MGS, but you can do it with any. Just type in MK9 or MK10 movie, and it just shows the cut. People have made 3-hour cutscene movies of these things. So
they did that with Saints Row just to torture all of us. So you know, it's one of those things. If you want to feel bad about yourself, you can watch the entire Saints Row.
Yeah,
it's like with Netflix, for every Cobra Kai or Sandman or Squid Game or something that's a genuine like good show that's really fun to watch, you've got 10 Resident Evils or random Korean thing that they've licensed just because it's Korean and Squid Game.
Or Dear White People.
Thank you,
Cuties.
Yeah.
Cuties, that was a bad idea. Who greenlit that? That's a problem.
Fucking Death Note. I still haven't forgiven him for that piece of shit Death Note movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm curious about Tekken Bloodline on Netflix. It's an anime.
I'm actually quite interested in. It's the live action stuff that just goes shit.
So if anyone can watch that and report back, that'll be good.
I mean, I've seen some screenshots that look all right, that look promising. I mean, I think in that regard, Netflix does fare a little bit better. I mean, look at Castlevania. Castlevania was great.
What the Tekken anime thing that they just put out?
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing. It was pretty good. It was decent.
Is it related to the games though?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I won't spoil anything, but they stay true to Jin's quest to defeat Ogre. I'll just say that.
So that's Tekken 3.
1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Tekken 3 storyline.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's fair enough. Maybe I'll get Netflix for it. But then again, after that rant, I don't know.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just remember, the Pirate Bay is your friend.
Yes. I didn't want to mention it, but yeah.
Captain Jack Sparrow's out there now. You know.
Right. He's
Ship
in the
has
ether.
sailed.
Yeah, the ship has sailed. But
And they made Amber Heard walk the plank.
oh, nice. Shout out to the chat, Lizelle. Go check her out. Cool ass woman, beautiful singing voice. Go check her out on her YouTube channel. And we got Mr. Keith Leroy Jenkins. what? I love it. Cool ass brother. Also check him out on YouTube. Very inspirational speaker. He tries to stay positive even though he goes through a lot of stuff that creeps up back on him from his past. He still always remains positive. He tries, but you know what? He's normal like the rest of us. He is not your stereotypical black man. Like, oh well, it don't affect me. I ain't gonna cry about it. You know, he will speak about his feelings and what goes on in his life. So, do yourself a favor, subscribe to him on YouTube. All right, so I just totally agree with what you said, Rev. It's just everything back from the whole shitty ass thing about Netflix making all these crappy ass shows. And like you said, MGS does not need a movie because all they gotta do is watch all the damn cutscenes. It's like watching a damn movie. Hell, it's longer than Lord of the Rings. So the uncut version of Lord of the Rings. So,
MGS anime. That might work. If
you
they
know
make
what?
it an anime.
I'd be cool with the anime because
It says so, don't
this live action stuff. Like,
I mean, I'm worried when they say live action, they don't mean like even respecting the tradition of the story. Revolver Ocelot is going to be a balding lesbian in a wheelchair with a pride flag on his leg. That's what we're gonna get. That'll be Ocelot at MGS.
Yeah.
The reason they
Something
call
like
me
MGS.
Shalashesta is because it's a unisex name.
For something like MGS, which not just me, a lot of people hold like not even to a standard, but it's like it needs the original voice actors.
Yeah.
So it without that, it's not the same. I understand. Go ahead.
And Obi, MGS was the dawn of I think that's the point where we switched from having that cheesy kind of voice acting in games to actual literal.
It was professional.
Yeah,
It was professional.
AAA.
Even though they didn't do it in a professional environment, it sounded
was memorable.
professional. Yeah, a lot of good lines, good plot. I know the plots are like really complex, but it's easy to find.
This
MGS.
is Raven's territory. Snakes do not belong in Alaska. I always love
There you
that.
There you go. And I know Mei Ling lost her accent. The lady who voiced Mei Ling, she's lost her accent in the GameCube version. So
Yeah.
that sucks. But.
You know what I will tell somebody. I know Pat Ninja, you just mentioned. Our current president is basically a dumbass potato. But if you want a reflection that's great in that, Metal Gear Solid 2, when the Colonel loses his shit and uses the codec to talk to Raiden every 5 seconds. You can find that on YouTube and tell me it's not unlike every one of those clips of Biden losing his shit. Like, what is this man saying and why is he saying it? I used to be a webworm in my former life. What were you in your former life? That moment in the game, I was like, what is even happening here?
Sounds like him and the guy that did the guy from Shimu had a baby.
Yeah. The Colonel, when the Colonel loses his shit, it's one of the most amazing scenes in Metal Gear history.
MGS is great. I mean, I hated MGS2 when it came out. I appreciate it now. It took me many years to appreciate, but I do appreciate. But if you play that game, it's like holy shit! It's like Kojima predicted the future, pretty much. You know, it's so weird.
You know what it is, Obi? It's that Kojima had love for the game and he put it into the game as opposed to what we get now, which is the corporatism of the gimme, microtransaction.
You got it all
gimme,
back then.
gimme.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, it was so good. I know it's it's so complex. I would just wish it wasn't so complex, but it is, unfortunately. But see, so many good people on YouTube have made like how they've pretty much explained it. So
Right. Yeah. Well, does anybody else want to add to that before we move on? Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and move on to our next spicy topic. Okay, pirating. Then and now. This is a pretty heavy one. Arr! Yeah, yeah. So let's go ahead and unpack this kind of slowly because there's a lot to go over. So, um, back when we were kids, like we didn't know what pirating was because we were able to go buy all the stuff that we wanted, or we had grandparents or parents that facilitated that for us. So now let me get you guys first impressions on when you first heard about pirating. And Riv, I'll start with you on this one.
I remember with the PS1, people were saying, well, you could mod a PS1 and you could burn the discs on your computer. So that's around the time piracy started becoming big. PS1 and Dreamcast for me is when I really got into it. I did know a little bit of it before because I used to play like games on the Amiga and the Commodore 64. So, back then you could, copy a disc and have a pirate copy of a game or a backup copy of a game. And, my godfather used to, give me backup copies to play on mine that were on his, back then. Those were, some of the earlier PC titles. Back then, copy protection, by the way, to make sure you weren't piracy, was, again, you had to have the instruction booklet because they would ask you, what is word 3 of a paragraph 4 of the instructions? This is our copy protection. Make sure you're not playing a bootleg copy of the game. You got the instructions by you. And if you lost the instructions, you were absolutely fucked, by the way. That was the side effect of that. There was no internet to look for it either.
Right. Puka, I'll kick it over to you, sir. What's your first experience when it came to the world of pirating?
When I first read about it was for like the NES because I remember reading about multi-carts from other countries that would have, the 76 or 100 and so many games on one cartridge and stuff. But for actually experiencing it and participating in it, it would have to be the PlayStation 1. Because the original, about a year after the original PlayStation came out, that's when we all got introduced to mod chips and then people that had CD burners in their computers and they could copy the games and all that. So yeah, it was PlayStation 1 era and pretty much on up to the last few generations. I mean, there was always some kind of piracy with consoles and me until the last few new systems. So.
When you mentioned those cartridges, Pook, isn't it crazy that the games that we paid like $60 for back then were like 128 kilobyte games?
Oh, I know.
Like once you saw what they really are, so they could have put 100 games on a cartridge if they really wanted to. That's the sad part.
Yeah, they really could have.
Okay, PK, what about you, sir? What was your first experience of it?
First experience for me was the Commodore 64. And people, I had the version where it loaded games off a cassette tape, so people would literally copy the cassette tapes and then pass them along, and it would take 45 minutes to an hour to load a game off a tape, and then maybe 25 minutes in it'd fuck up and you'd have to start all over again. So anyone who complains about load times of a minute now, you've got no fucking idea. Going back to when I was a kid. And then, like, more prevalent was like the PS1, the Dreamcast, and the PS2 as well. I actually had a modded PS2 with the sort of magic lid. So you put the disc in, load it, open it, and even before I had my PlayStation 1 chipped, I used to do this trick with the inside of a pen. You wedge it against the lid to hold the button down, wait for it to stop spinning, and then swap the disc over.
I remember that double swap trick.
Yeah, I remember doing that quite a lot until I got too lazy and just thought I would pay to get chips. It's so much easier.
All right, and Obi. So now, what was your first experience when when it came to piracy?
My first experience was like PK was on the Amstrad this time, with the cassette tape, and it was a legit copy too. It wasn't actually a bootleg. So that was my first experience with the booklet, like Riff said, line 28, paragraph 1, whatever. I don't know what it was, but yeah, and you had to have that. You had to put it in the right light and everything. And but yeah, a lot of people have hit on the swap magic trick. I actually found out about the swap trick in PlayStation Power. It's actually an unofficial magazine they used to put out back in the day. Oh god, what else? There was Action Replay on PS1, but that's where it really got for me was PlayStation 1. Yeah, all the peripherals would come out for it and all the mod chips and everything. PS2, we had it rampant on there. It would actually use DVDs back then too. But the thing about the PlayStation 1 was I had no internet. So you had to talk to someone to get a game done. It's like, oh yeah, I want this game. Or have you got this game? Or sometimes you'd have to ask, does it, which version is it? Is it US or Japan as well? There was all that nonsense because don't forget, back in the PAL territory here, we didn't get games till at least a year afterwards from the US because because they were CRT TVs, so we ran on the 50 hertz. So we would get games late. So I remember getting MGS early. It was a Japanese copy too. Didn't have English in it, unfortunately. So I got to play MGS very early.
This is the gaming equivalent question to talking about when we lost our virginity. Like it's the gaming equivalent.
It really is. Yeah,
when did you first experience piracy?
When did you get your piracy cherry popped?
When you slide that illegal disc in, it feels like a warm apple pie.
And some of them, a lot of the consoles were soft mod as well, or you had to get more involved. And I preferred the soft modding because I was terrible at opening these things. Because you need some sort of foreign screwdriver as well to open these things. So
good old Torx security screw.
Yeah, Torx T19 or whatever, So I don't have any of that shit. So
soldering irons.
Exactly. Yes, I think the soft modding scene was way better, which kind of started off on PS2, right?
You had to take your system to a guy whose house looked like he was the Marquis de Sade because he had all his tools up there like bondage gear.
What's up,
you don't know if he was coming out of that place alive back then.
and then you get like the DS era, and you just got the little cartridges that you put your micro SD in. You load all your ROMs,
which you could buy off eBay, by the way.
Straight in.
Yep.
What's up? We got Jake Hudson in the building, and we got Nitro Freak in the building. Go check out their YouTube channels. Cool dudes. They have a variety of topics that they talk about, especially Jake with his interviews and stuff like that. So go check him out. And Nitro Freak, anything once again that has a damn motor in it, he probably knows how to drive it, probably with his eyes closed while blindfolded. Guy, he drives all kind of cool ass vehicles and stuff like that, and he knows a lot about the inner workings of YouTube. So if you need some tips and tricks on how to grow your YouTube channel and some experiences from YouTube, please hit him up on his channel. All right, cool. So now with the piracy going forward, now when did we actually just dive fully in? Now I remember me getting getting brought into the dark fold there with Pook because he was a master of doing the tactics. So like we had modded first generation Xboxes that had PlayStation games on them and all kind of Super Nintendo games. I mean, like we had just a wide gamut. Like we really had the ultimate gaming system. I mean, the only thing that it couldn't play was Neo Geo games because I mean they were the size of video game stand-ups actually in digital form. You just couldn't fit them in those damn computer chips and other software that was in there
they're still huge, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's
you download
crazy,
a Neo Geo
man.
game and it's like 347 megabytes. I'm like, Jesus.
Yes, man, it's crazy, but I think a lot of fun was had during those heydays of the pirating time because we got exposed to so many games that normally we just wouldn't play. It was like Mario ABC or some shit. It's like we're not gonna play that.
It was a lot of games in Japan that just wouldn't come over here. Like that
Yeah.
was, I think, a big reason. that a lot of people-
That was the main draw. That was the main draw for me.
We
too.
weren't trying to rip nobody off. We were just tired of bad corporate decisions about not releasing games over here.
Right. We were just teaching them a lesson.
Yeah,
Yeah, naughty. Don't do that.
exactly. I mean, you know, for me, the problem is if you don't want people pirating your shit, Nintendo, maybe you shouldn't charge $60 for a game that's like fucking 6 years old. I mean, good lord, you're charging $60 for Mario Kart on Switch. It's not even a new game. It's a fucking Wii U game that you ported over, and you're charging $60 for this shit. Like, I mean, I hate to say this, but this is a problem y'all bring upon yourself when you don't make shit affordable or easy for people to get into. You know, and that's the problem. The greed. We do see the greed. When we're getting less and less and less and less for our dollar, why should we give it to y'all? Have you looked at a gas price lately? You know what I'm saying?
Man, dude.
I mean, you know, oh well, we got the gas prices down like $1 from like $5. It's $5 now. It's $4. Drew a number show with the president. Motherfucker, it's still up to $2.50 from where it was before your decrepit ass got in office. I mean, holy shit, dude.
Man,
but I mean,
for real.
no, with the price of everything, I mean, I do think piracy, you know, comes up. I think we're seeing a lot more of it, you know, ever since inflation and all this has hit all across the globe, because people don't have that kind of money and they still want a game. But when you get greedy and you want $60 for a 5-year-old game, or even Squaresoft, as much as I love them, there's some cases they want $30 for a game that I've now repurchased. This is like the 4th time that you would be repurchasing it in like pixel remaster. You know, how many times do I got to pay you for Final Fantasy 1? I've paid it on mobile. I paid it on the Nintendo. I paid it on the Sony PlayStation. I paid it on Steam, like for the original one. And then you remastered it again and took the one that was on Steam off. So it's like, how many times are you expecting to pay you for a game that came out in 1987?
Right.
A little bit excessive. No wonder why people sail the seas. I'm gonna put on my hat, my eye patch, you know, cut one of my legs off and replace it with a piece of wood, you know. Stop brushing my teeth like Captain Jack Sparrow, you know. You'll always remember this day as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I totally echo everything Riv is saying. If the economy, and I mean, it's not just the economy, it's a lot of different things building up. But right now, I mean, let's face it, people, we have been in a depression. I mean, people want to dance around that subject and not say the word. Like, it's like, oh, that's a bad word, don't say it. No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, even the people that were considered middle class have been lowered down to where they're floating over the poverty barrel, damn near. So what alleviates that is entertainment. So now you are blocking off our only respite from this bullshit called life, you know, real life simulator. And now you're blocking that off. So like, what do you expect us to do?
I'll throw a stat at you, Ninja. 60% of this country currently in the United States, and I know that's just as bad over there in the UK with, you know, PK and Obi. I know it's just as bad over there because the inflation is not just America. A lot of people forget. But there's 60% of people in the United States right now that can only make it paycheck to paycheck. That's more than half the country. Doesn't have any more. They don't have any extra money to spend on anything else other than bills and food. And that makes people pretty fucking miserable. You know, so that break, that relief that we get when we game is being taken from us, if not by the fact that we don't have the extra money. It's also the fact that you know, it's the fact that we have extra money. We don't have extra money. It's also the fact that they put all this woke garbage in the video games and everything else. And you know, to answer what Gonzo said, I wouldn't say the word is Republican. I would say I'm just not a fucking leftist. It seems to be this misconception that you're automatically a Republican, and then people think Republican, they think of like George Bush and all that shit. No, what's happened is now anybody who doesn't agree with the corporates. Well, the corporates are the left, are the left, because they're the ones who oh, hey, look how much we love gay people. We changed our logo to a bunch of rainbows. Buy our product. You don't care about no gay people. You care about this.
Right.
You care about this.
Yeah.
And you would switch this in a New York minute if you thought you'd get more of this by saying, you know what? Fuck them motherfuckers. You know, like you throw them under the bus real fucking quick if you thought you were going to make more money and establish more power. Went from the customer is always right to we need to control the customer. I don't like that shit. That's my problem. It's about control. I don't want anybody to control me. Right, left, up, down, corporate. I don't give a shit. You don't control me. You don't control me. I think people have figured that out by now with my mouth that nobody fucking controls me. I grew up on Stone Cold Steve Austin. I didn't grow up on Dwayne Johnson. Namaste, guys. I'm Dwayne. Come on, guys. I'm Dwayne. Watch my new movie. I'm Dwayne. Dwayne, get the fuck out of here, you fanny pack, you fucking fanny pack having motherfucker. Never liked you. Never liked you. Go back to the Cosmo Kramer haircut. Never liked you. I was always a Stone Cold guy, not a Dwayne guy. Dwayne, the only guy so insufferable that he could get me to cheer for John Cena over him. That's fucked up.
Damn. Oh my god.
Dwayne.
Oh my goodness.
Most overrated motherfucker in wrestling, but that's a topic for another day.
I should have turned on the.
Namaste, guys. Vote for Biden, guys. Namaste. Shut the fuck up. The guy who told me, the guy who used to talk about shoving shit sideways up people's asses. The guy who used to call people Rudy Poo candy asses. The guy who used to have promos calling Billy Gunn Billy bitch tits and all that shit. Namaste. Positive attitude, guys. I'm The Rock. I've got more money than God. You're The Rock when you feel like being The Rock. You're Dwayne. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You cashed out. I don't have any disrespect for you for fucking cashing out. Anybody else would cash out, but you also sold out, and that's where I lose my fucking respect for you. You made your name on talking shit, talking about pie, talking about fucking hoes, having like illicit segments with everybody. You smell with the tongue out like you're eating pussy. Don't come with that bullshit now. Don't come with that. We need to be more inclusive. We need to be a woke society now, because that's not how you made your career. So don't go preaching that shit on me. I haven't got to raise my voice to rant on that motherfucker.
Oh my goodness!
It's even worse when I don't raise my voice, because then I'm pissed at his ass.
I'm not even going to pick a clip out of this damn shit. Should have put it on TikTok. People just watch the whole damn show, man. and Gonzo, holy crap, he's spot on. Hell yeah! Hey, just because we're old don't mean that we lost all of our faculties yet. We still know what the fuck is going. We know what the fuck is going on. Not yet, anyway.
Working on it.
That's what I said. I eat food and souls. That's what keeps me alive. I'll be like Shane, I'm 10,000 years old in this bitch. Still ranting.
Oh shit!
Your brother's soul is mine. You will be next. I love that shit.
All right. Well, we are. Let me see, an hour and 13 minutes. Do we want to go ahead and close it out here, or do you want to go on to our last topic that we got up?
We can close it out. It's cool with me.
I mean, I'm good either way.
I'm always ready to go. So I'm always ready to go. I mean, I had energy drinks. I had caffeine, and I've been in traffic. Right now, my piss is like the spit from Reptile. Burn a motherfucker's face off.
Well, in that case,
my fatality. That would be my fatality. It would be darkened. Whip that shit out. Pee on some motherfucker. He's dead. Fatality. And that's probably not far from the truth, given the amount of caffeine and fucking ginseng, gorunga, whatever the fuck keeps me alive these days. Look, we got Gonzo wanting more.
Okay, we got more. Last topic. Sony's getting sued. Who didn't see this shit coming? And I mean, all the dumbass shit that they do, like when you don't think these companies can do anything more and more just retarded, they give you, like DJ Khaled, another one. They give you another one. The chew on is like, y'all make all this fucking money. How much money do you need? I mean, like, do you have like 50 of your ancestors still frozen, and you're trying to keep them still frozen until you can finally cure whatever is damn near killing them or whatever? I mean, come on, people. Damn, you are gouging the hell out of people who are, like Riv was saying earlier, making it over 60% of people paycheck to paycheck.
These executives sit on gold toilet bowls while they sit there, and they're like, they look at you and your overdrawn bank account. I love the smell of poverty in the morning. That shit gets my dick hard. Nothing gets my dick hard than knowing all of y'all are poor, and I've got a gold toilet bowl. See that game? That game costs $2.97 to make. Give me my $60 now.
Right, right. Obi, I'll go ahead and start off with you on this one. Well, Riv already started off, but I'll pass it over to you. What do you think about dumbass Sony getting sued once again?
No, they deserve it. Completely deserve it. I really,
Damn.
no, because I mean, ripping people off on the store, completely deserve it. I mean, I don't feel sorry for. I wish I was getting some of the money though. Come on, how do I get in on this deal? I mean, I live here. I put my hands up. I spent no money on this store. Probably never will for a while because of that PlayStation going up. But yeah, how do I get in on the deal? I remember they got sued last time too they said for the PS3 they took out other OS, so you couldn't install Linux on it. There was a reason for that because people, and we talked about this earlier about the piracy.
Yep.
So they got sued. They got sued into oblivion for that because even I think that was a US thing though, because a lot of people got a lot of money, like $1 or something. So it wasn't much, but I believe the lawsuit was quite a while.
I'm gonna sue Sony for eye strain because their system is ugly as fuck. I'm gonna say that my vision damage was caused by how ugly the PS5 looks.
All right, PK. What about you, sir? What's your take on this?
Yeah, I agree with Obi. It's like I think this entire episode should just be Fat Ninja Game Talk Radio. Fuck Sony, because I think every story tonight goes one way or the other. But it's like I said before, with the upping the prices on digital stores and to keep it in line with pound amount compared to dollar amount for America, and it's finally biting them in the ass because people go, no, this isn't right. And if this lawsuit's successful, which I hope it is, I did buy stuff on the store. I still own a PS4, so hopefully.
I think they said
money.
That they estimate £500 for everybody in the class
That's
action
a lot.
lawsuit.
That's the price of a PS5 right there.
That's why they went up on it.
£500, which is it's nothing to sniff at, like. But
oh my goodness.
Yeah, I just think it's quite amusing that like all these companies always try this bullshit, and then eventually people will rise up a little bit, and then fight back, and then that's when they panic, and that's where people need to keep doing this sort of stuff and call these corporations out on the bullshit. Like EA needs to happen to them over these fucking FIFA card packs and loot boxes and everything else, and there's just so much more that could be done, but Sony's a good first step.
If Amazon buys them, they're gonna force you to watch the new Lord of the Rings before you're able to play your EA game. Sony's high point was the Sony Discman in terms of quality, and it's all been downhill ever fucking since.
I did love my mini disc player. The Sony mini disc player. I played the shit out of that until they became a bit obsolete, and I got an MP3 player instead.
I miss that Sony.
Mini disc was underrated.
Okay, so Pook, we'll go ahead and get your take, and I'm assuming Riv's got some more rants to go, so I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm just like with what the guys say. Just fuck Sony. You do fucked up shit, fucked up things happen, you get sued. There's nothing else to really say about it.
Okay, Riv.
I mean, it's not a rant. I promise. It's just Sony. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. People don't have. We've just talked about this the whole show. People ain't got the money to fool around with this shit. And y'all thought because it's a bitch you thought moment because you get away with it here in the United States. Now, fortunately, this is one of those situations where it's fortunate the UK has different laws from us. You see, because they're going to take you to task. And I only wish that America could do the same to you. But, you know, at this point, the way that our system works, Sony could sue everybody in the United States and probably get a fucking handout from us. That's how backwards this fucking system has become with this fucking potato over. Oh, well, today, via executive order, I'm saying that Sony gets to take out $2,000 in every American's taxes because you've inconvenienced Sony by not buying their fucking... Fuck y'all. I hope the British turn y'all upside down and empty y'all fucking pockets. This is what you get for being a fucking whack ass fucking company with whack ass fucking practices. Fuck Sony. We do have to say it. This is a fuck Sony episode. And I have one.
I honestly hope Xbox fucking punch them in their fucking head because they deserve it. You know what's gonna happen, Obi?
The fucking what's his face? The head of fucking Sony is gonna show up dressed like the Monopoly Man, like in full costume. He's gonna show up to court. He's gonna be like, ring, like wiping his fucking face with $20 bills and shit.
Collecting poor tax and shit.
Meanwhile, I can't afford fucking wings. Yeah, exactly.
I know they say it's not a console war, but it really does feel like a console war right now to me. From what I've seen, like people say and Sony defend, fanboys defend Sony. It really does feel like it's a war right now. Yeah. It never used to be like this a couple of generations ago. So
yeah.
That's because a lot of the PS5
verbiage,
a lot of the PS5 owners are insecure people that have to feel good about themselves because they don't view the PS5 as a console; they view it as a status symbol. And for a while we had that pretentiousness. Remember, there was like a cell phone war that people who had the newest iPhone, we look down on y'all Android users with disdain. I have the newest iPhone. I'll be paying for it for the next 5 years, but that's besides the point. I have it. You know, like at the point it becomes a status symbol. At the point that the console or a phone or any of that becomes a status symbol, the companies lose sight of why we want those things in the first place. We don't want a status symbol. We just want some fucking games to play.
Right. That's all we want. We don't want all it. Like, okay, it's cool that we got all this superior technology, but it don't mean shit if nobody can afford to buy it. You know, you get all these rich motherfuckers to buy it.
I'll tell you all this real quick.
We can't buy it. So what the fuck?
You remember when the PS2 first came out and like the only fucking game for that shit was Fantavision? I don't know what the fuck a Fantavision is. Like, why would I want to play this?
Hey, I don't know about you. I was playing Tekken Tag. I don't know about you.
Tekken Tag and Time Splitters. Let's play some Time Splitters.
But when that motherfucker first came out, when it first came out, that first day it came out, they're like, we ain't got shit except Fantavision.
That is true.
What the fuck is Fantavision? Oh, it's a game with a bunch of stupid fireworks.
It's a fireworks sim.
Do you have our stupid? Where is my Tekken? Where is my Final Fantasy? Oh, we don't have that. We have Fantavision.
It's when that stupid ass cheap pop Fanta trips on acid. That's Fantavision.
Dude, that was the McDonald's. That was the McDonald's. The fucking milkshake machine is fucking broken. Video gaming. You had this fucking system, all this hype behind it. Fucking Fantavision. What do I do with this? Do I wipe my ass with this? Is this like the 3 seashells from Demolition Man? Am I supposed to take a dump on this?
Hell yeah.
And you're supposed to pay $50 for this whack ass firework game. You motherfuckers are smoking Hunter Biden's crack pipe.
Oh man.
That's why you had to make this shit backwards compatible, because they ain't shit for it right now.
Fucking Fanavision and Smuggler's Run. I think that was like the only 2 things available.
Yeah. And then I think like a month later, The Bouncer came out, which is Squaresoft's shame.
Yeah.
That's Square Enix's shame, the shortest Squaresoft game ever. I think it was like 5 minutes long.
It's funny because it took Sony 4 consoles to get their shit right, because if you remember, the PS1 was kind of like whatever, and then the PS2 wasn't that the emotion engine, something like that.
Yeah.
And then PS3 was what it was. You know, the architecture was very to them.
Cell processor,
the cell.
That was
it
the
took
door
them
stuff.
the PS4 to get like on the standard architecture.
Did I ever tell y'all my PS3 story? So I didn't buy it like when it was new. I waited until it went down in price, and then I wanted to get one that had the backwards compatibility with the 1 and 2 games because I didn't like the fact that a lot of new ones didn't have it. So I bought one at GameStop, and then I was working all the time, so I barely had time to play it. I played Ninja Gaiden for about 5 minutes. Yellow Light of Death. Right?
Oh, damn.
So I got a second system. The only thing I did on that second system was watch one Blu-ray once. Yellow Light of Death. That shit became a doorstop. Like, I literally used it as a doorstop to keep my door from closing. Like, at some point. And I'm like, fuck the PS3. Y'all talk shit about the Red Ring of Death with the Xbox 360. My Xbox 360 is like fucking 15 years old and it still works. I might be in the minority, but I might have the only Xbox 360 that's immortal. That shit never Red Ring of Death on me.
Oh my goodness. All right, so
it's scared of me. That's what it is. It's scared. It knows what will happen. What will happen if you give me the Red Ring of Death? It will.
Man, his Xbox 360 is the Highlander and shit over there.
That's right. That's right, Precious. You'll get the hose.
It's got the infinite cheat code.
Hell yeah.
God mode activated. All right, so we're almost at an hour and a half, so we're going to go ahead and close it down. So, does anybody have anything to add real quick before we get out of here?
Fuck Sony.
I'm hungry.
Fuck Sony. Fuck Sony. I'm hungry.
Fuck PlayStation.
Fuck you, Sony. Fuck you, buddy.
Feed me Sony.
And that's Sony with a $sign, damn it.
Feed me Sony on a plate.
Oh my goodness, you guys are totally terrible. All right, let's go ahead and hit the outro and get the fuck out of here. All right, thank you everybody for tuning in for another crazy ass episode called Fuck Sony. I'm gonna have to change the title of the name when it posts up. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. Yeah, fuck Sony. And I just really appreciate everybody coming out. Easy coming in real late. Hello there. What's up? Easy, thank you for joining at the last second there. But, thank you. If you only stayed for just a minute or for the whole entire show, I truly appreciate it. Much love to everybody in the chat. Much love to my co-host who makes this show unique, I'll say. Love all those guys. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, all that business. All of our socials are in the show notes below. And once again, at the bottom of the screen, what video game topics do you, the viewers, want us to talk about on a future show? Please leave them in the comments of this video or any other video. We'll find them and then we'll talk about them. So thanks again, everybody. This is Fat Ninja. And when you least expected it, I just stole your sandwich. God damn it. Later, folks.
Fuck you, Sony.